What I care about is pro wrestling. And what I care about most is independent pro wrestling. They always taught us when we were starting out pro wrestling that you create this illusion that you're a superstar, that you're larger than life. Motherfuckers, I ain't larger than life. I am life. And these guys on these big networks with their six-figure contracts, they want to play pro wrestler. They want to find out what it's like to really grind. Here it's Darwinistic, it's dog eat dog. Talents like him are much, much more than you realize. The sacrifices they make to do this, to get where they're going. Oh man, words can't speak to that end.
And those struggles, all that blood, sweat, and tears that independent professional wrestlers pour into every match they have, into every promotional monologue they deliver, into making their dreams a reality, all that violence, all that suffering, it's all to fulfill one simple goal. And that's to entertain.
My name is Gabe Skye, 22 years old. I'm from Long Island, New York. And right now, I'm a professional wrestler that fights at VXS.
From New York City, fight or flight, Gabriel
So when I first started professional wrestling, I was still a full-time student. I just started my first year at college, and between wrestling and film in the gym, I had a lot of mixed emotions and a lot of different goals that I still had yet to hit that I had lined up for myself. When I started training, I was 17 years old, so I was a 17-year-old kid going into a film school, trying to flesh out the ideas that I had in my head regarding film and pro wrestling. And it was a lot to juggle between doing that and then having a job on the side. It was a lot to juggle, but I knew that it was the route that I had to go. But the more that I got involved in professional wrestling, the more that I was at training, spending time there, and the more that I was sitting in a classroom, looking at books and looking at film and trying to decide what I really want to do with my life, it just came to a point where I had to choose one or the other, because I couldn't keep sitting in a classroom every day wondering, well, what if I just hit the road and I just traveled? What if I just hit the road and made a name for myself? What if I just went out there and took this into my own hands? What if I just made myself?
He's gonna come and you are the best.
So what do you think about Gabriel Skye?
Man, fuck Gabriel Skye, man. I love him. Yeah, he's cool. I met Gabriel Skye at a concert. No, what was it?
So I actually met Isaac very early in my career. I was wrestling out at a place called La Boom out in Queens. And I remember he was one of the camera guys, the graphic guys for my home fed at the time. And he came up to me after one of my matches and he was like, bro, like I really dig like the vibe that you give off when you're wrestling. And the more that we talked, the more we realized that we were very similar. We had a similar passion, not just for wrestling, but for music, for film, and a whole bunch of other stuff. When he eventually started working on VXS, I was like, man, like he's really all in on this. Because I knew that he had a passion to do something in wrestling, and it was more than just being behind a camera. It was more than just editing visuals. It was trying to present something new for everybody, for workers and for fans alike, because that's the kind of person that Isaac is. And eventually, once VXS started up, he hit me up and he was like, I want you to be a part of this. I have this vision. I know what I want to do with this, and I know what I can make this. I know how big we can make VXS, so I want you to come on board. And immediately I was like, hell yeah, let's do this, let's take over. And ever since I came into VXS, I just haven't looked back.
see a lot of like rising stars during the pandemic, like people like Yoya, people like Tristan Ty, Cole Radrick, Robert Martyr, Gabriel Skye. He's on that level. Like he's on the same list as them going on their way up. So I see like the world in him.
You know, I came in, I was rapid fire, firing on all cylinders. I was just hungry and just excited to be there. I was just happy to be there. And I was wrestling, I'm not even gonna say wrestling, I was fighting some of the best. I came in right off the bat, I beat a veteran named Lucky 13.
Fight or flight, he's been going on some bad boyish vibe right now, but I think that in due time, Gabriel Skye, he's got what it takes. Yeah, for sure.
Because when we fight, we're hitting each other for real. We're throwing each other around. It's not safe because it's not supposed to be, because it's real to us. It's fighting spirit, it's passion. It's professional wrestling. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's a lot of places, a lot of people that say that they're about it, but VXS is really about it. Because it's not just Isaac's vision, he's including these people that genuinely want to be a part of it. They're not just a part of it because they want another booking, because they want another date, or just because they're trying to get their quick 5 minutes in the ring. These are people that care about what they're doing every single show, every single match. Because you don't know when it could all end, and you don't know what's next. So really, that's really why I'm proud to be a part of VXS. Because there's so many different people from different areas, different styles that are wrapped up into this thing. And it's far beyond wrestling. It's music, it's film, it's art. That's really what the goal of pro wrestling should be. You should come in and you should care every single time. Because this is an art form. And that's why I gravitate towards VXS, because with no pun intended, the sky is the limit for VXS. And one thing leads to another, fighting more people, getting more and more grittier with my style, or whatever you want to call it. Fighting Dr. Cube, that was a complete different animal, because no one has ever seen that side of me. That's something that's deep within inside of me that I don't always let out. But when you knock on that door and when you pinch that nerve on me, when you fuck with Gabe Skye, like, you're fucking with the real me. You're coming at a real person. I'm still a real man. I'm still a human. So I had to go out and fight and do what I do.
No more head games. No more nonsense. You leave my family out of this. It's me you want, damn it. You want me at the top of my game? August 7th, you got it.
And it doesn't matter if you're a foe or a friend. Just like Cube was a foe, and just like how I opened the door for my brothers.
I'm sitting here right now with a busted lip, thinking about every single thing I've gone through since I got here to VXS. Every single bunch, every single show, I've been here busting my ass. You motherfuckers. But something's dawned on me. Something's really dawned on me. No matter how much I kill myself, no matter how many times I die for your sins, I'm still not your favorite, right? I'm still not the favorite, right? I come out, I don't want that. I'm not aiming for that. Because I've been here every single month, busting my ass. For all of you, fuck you, I get golf balls. Oh, go back, hey, who you, because you're supposed to. Just like you're supposed to cheer for your two supposed aces, who aren't even here right now. They're in fucking LA. They're 3 different other letters. I'm still not gay. I'm still not the guy. But I've been here bleeding, busting my ass. These 3 letters. What the fuck do I get, huh?
Because let's be honest, I trained with them. I came up with them. They're my best friends, but I opened the door for my brothers to come onto this stage with me. But at the end of the day, business is business. So if I have to step over Dominic De Niro, if I have to step over Chris Barton, and if I have to step over Tristan Ty, to get what I want, to be the best, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because I've had this goal, I've had this dream of being a pro wrestler long before I knew any of those guys. I had a passion for this long before anybody even knew who I was. Long before anybody cared to know what my name is. So if I have to step over certain things to get what I want, if I have to knock down certain barriers, if I have to break certain glass ceilings to get what I want, then that's what I'm gonna do. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter what your story is, because at the end of the day, you're still just another man standing across the ring from me, and I'm looking to step over you and succeed and be the best. And if you don't get it, you were never supposed to. But VXS is about. VXS is for the culture. That's for real.